want everybody also to join in the Bekias program. Of learning every daf 4 times. And in the end of the week, we're going to have a test on it. And the person will have a test. We will even to get money. I want everybody else to join in the Bekias program. Those are the 2 things I want to make a change. This will be in writings. In writing, will be questions and writings in Hebrew or English. And people will have to take a test. Anyone doesn't learn 4 times each daf, he's out of the program. Okay. Moving.
Yeah, we're starting.
We're starting now. Number 1. Rule. Okay. No problem. Rule number 1 is I want everyone in the yeshiva to join in my class. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is that I want everyone to be enjoyed, those that want, to join in the program in the afternoon to review every daf 4 times. And we'll give a test at the end of the week. And anyone that does every daf 4 times, we do 4 dafs a week, each daf 4 times. And if you do it and you get tested, you get rewarded.
Okay.
With money, Bezat Hashem.
Okay.
Are we going to finish the whole Zohar for 4 pages?
What?
We're going to finish the whole Zohar for 4 pages? 61.
No, we're starting now. Kiddushin, you can finish on your own time. You should finish on your own time. Most of finish, I'm on page 72, 73 now. I have only 3-4 pages to finish. I'll finish it today. We'll start Kiddushin, but as far as the yeshiva, she will start Kiddushin, and I want to start the program in Kiddushin. You should finish it yourself. Which page you holding? 61. So you know how much? You have about 15 pages. What? Right? You should finish it 4 times. You already started it until 51, 61. You did each page 4 times. What? Okay, so maybe it was different. First, finish the zone, and then. But I want the point is, I'm not going to give out money anymore unless you give a test. 4 times with a test. That's not what. That's a change I want to make. We'll see. Have to organize what you're going to do, but that's number 2. Aisha, the Mishnah. Aisha, the woman. Chaim Kanievsky used to come and they asked him, "We need a shidduch." What did he say? Learn Maseches Kiddushin. Learn Maseches Kiddushin. Well, shall we give you a shidduch? Aisha, the woman, Niknis, she gets acquired. בשלש דרכים, in 3 ways. וקונה is עצמה, she can acquire herself. בשתי דרכים, 2 ways. Niknis, she acquires herself. She's been, Niknis, she's been acquired. Bekesef, with money. Kesef. This is a big question. What does the word kesef mean? Kesef normally means silver. What? Yes. Kesef we also use as a word to say money when they say kesef. You don't say in English money, silver. But in Hebrew, kesef means silver. And today we call money on the name of silver. Silver. How do we say money in English? Kesef. But kesef, she gets acquired with kesef. בשטר, with a document. ובביאה, with a cohabitation. So the first thing we have to understand, what does it mean a woman is being acquired? How do you acquire a woman? Neknis, you buy a woman. A slave you buy. A woman to get married, you buy her. If you tell your wife, I'm buying you, you're probably going to come out with a blue eye, they say. What is a blue eye? You're buying me? What is this business? Okay, Neknis, acquire. Acquire, even though it's a nice word, what does that mean?
Before the wedding, we think that we are acquiring the woman. After the wedding, we are out from there. Whatever she said, we have to do. She acquired us.
Let's see Rashi. האישה נקנית לבעלה. A woman, she gets acquired or buy, she's being bought to who? To her husband. Because it doesn't say in the Mishnah who she gets bought for or from. Oh, it doesn't say in the Mishnah to who. It says a woman that gets acquired to who? To a master? Yes. Yes. Okay, now you can hear better? Okay. What? Good. Aisha niknes lebailo. A woman gets acquired to her husband. Okay. So Rashi tells us the acquiring is the husband. Where's the word Baal? The word Baal in Hebrew comes from the word liv'ol, to cohabitate. The cohabitator. Baal means one who cohabitates. So a woman is being acquired lebaalo, to her husband. Still, we don't know what it means to be acquired. It's not clear. How can you acquire a woman? When a person acquires a woman, he's allowed to cut her legs, her feet. When you acquire something, it's yours. You can throw it to the sea. You can sell it. A woman you can't sell. What kind of ownership it is there? Seems to be Nikin comes from the word something you own. There's no ownership here. So what's the acquiring? If you open up Hey Amud Aleph below, Hey Amud Aleph below, 4 lines on the bottom. Ula says a word from the Torah. Arusa basisoil. Arusa means what? A woman that she's engaged. The daughter of Israel. Oicheles betruma. She eats betruma, which means if a Kohen gets engaged, he does Kiddushin to a basisoil, a daughter of Israel, which means he's a Kohen, and she's not a bas Kohen. She is a daughter of Israel, a normal Jewish girl. A hillbilly Israeli daughter of Israel girl. Simple girl. So then, the rule is that a person eats betruma, a Kohen eats betruma. Truma is the share of fruit that we take out and give it to the Kohen. We designate it to the Kohen. The Kohen has to eat it with pureness, and only can a Kohen eat truma. If a Jew eats truma, he deserves death b'dei Shammai in heaven. Zar shochal truma, an alien that ate truma is not a Kohen, he deserves death, misa b'dei Shammai in the hands of heaven. So it's a very severe sin. A woman that she gets married to a Kohen, she becomes like a Kohen, and she can eat betruma. But what point makes her marriage? Engagement, or you have to have marriage? Arusa or Nesua? Arusa means Kiddushin. She got the money, a ring, or shtar or bia, and Nesua brings it to her house. That's marriage. That's another level. What about Arusa? Does Arusa can eat betruma? She's considered a kohenes that she got married to a kohen and she can eat betruma or not. So Omar Hula says, Dvar Torah from the words of the Torah, Arusa bas Yisrael. Arusa, which means engaged girl that she got engaged to a kohen, but she's a bas Yisrael. Or Icheles betruma, she really eats betruma. She doesn't need marriage. She doesn't need nesuim, complete marriage, in order to eat betruma. Even Irusin, even engaging Kiddushin, it's enough to feed the betruma. Why? Say in Spanish, ¿por qué? Shenema, as it says, V'koyen ki yikne nefesh kinyan kasboy. A Kohen, when he acquires an acquisition of his money, if a Kohen buys a slave, so then the slave is his kinyan kasboy. It's something that he acquired with your money. So since a Kohen, when he acquires a slave, that's called kinyan kaspo, acquiring of money, the slave becomes part of him. In the same way the coin eats betruma is kinyan kaspo, the way you acquire with money, also he eats betruma. The high, and this woman, Basi saw she got engaged to a Kohen, kinyan kaspo, she is the acquisition of his money. Wow. So we have a clear Gemara. The reference to Truma, considered a woman that got engaged, kinyan Kesef, acquiring of money. Like a slave, you buy a slave, eats betruma, right? Kinyan kasboy, if a person has a slave, it's called kinyan kasboy. If it's a coin, the slave eats betruma. If it's Pesach, so then he needs to eat Korban Pesach with you. You have to circumcise him. It's called kinyan kasboy. The Ulas Mechadesh, that the woman that got in Kiddushin, she's called considered kinyan kasboy, the acquisition of his money to the husband. Reference to Truma. Wow. I didn't explain. I said what it says. You jumped to explain. I said what it says here. It says here that the woman is defined as kinyan kasboy. Vahai. And this woman, kinyan kasboy, she's an acquisition of his money. Reference to eating betruma. That's what it says here. This needs explanation. If you open the Beis Shammai, yes. What the Gemara says? Yeah, what does it say? Right. So therefore you're right. So the same way you take land, you buy land. Also, when a person says "Kikachi Yisha," he takes it like the way he takes land. And how do he take land? With money. And money by land is what is kinyan kaspa. That's what you buy. So also a woman, you buy with a woman. When you buy a woman money, so the heka simply means the same thing. It's very hard.
Plow a field too.
Yeah.
Plow the field. To plant, to seed it, to make things grow.
Yes.
That's only a derech. It's not a what the definition, just a derech.
In Daf, in Daf, Dalad Amud Beis, the Gemara wants to know. We're going to bring different places where the Gemara defines the acquisition of a woman. Okay? So in Daf Dalad Amud Beis, the Gemara says, Ubayla, Dalad Amud Beis below. Ubeolo melamed shenikras ובביאה. Says the word that a person takes a woman and he cohabitates her. So from there we learn that she gets acquired with bia v'aloidinu. Umayavo Moshe nikras, that says ba'yibhu. Umayavo Moshe nikras bekesef ובביאה zu shenikras bekesef. Enodin shenikras ובביאה. Amoivro teichiach. Shenikras bekesef nikras בביאה. Mala Moshe kinyon l'shumishus. See here, I'm reading quickly, but I just want to get those words. The Gemara makes a difference between amo ivriya, a maid servant. She gets acquired to her master with money. And the question is, she can get acquired to a master with bia or cohabitation. And so she doesn't. You cannot buy a maidservant with cohabitation. Only with money, the document, a shtar or money. But a woman you can buy also with cohabitation. So why? So the Moses says, you know why? You know why you only can buy a maidservant with money or a document, not with a cohabitation. The acquisition is not for the sake of relationship, issues, of marriage relations. Toimar Bezu should say by a normal woman that she gets engaged, the acquisition is for the sake of marriage, sake of issues, relationship, how do you call issues in English? What? A relationship of a husband and wife. Family relations. So what do we see? That the acquisition, the Gemara defines the acquisition of a woman is kinyan l'shem issues, an acquisition for the sake of marriage.
But he should be saying the Bible.
Okay. So the question is, definitely we know that when you acquire a woman in gufa konoi, that the Gemara says, I'm just looking where the Gemara says it. The Gemara says many times that when you acquire a woman for Kiddushin, ein gufa konoi, her body is not acquired. We learned it in Maseches Gittin, definitely define ches. I know, but I'm saying here, I'm looking here, where the Gemara says here, in gufa konoi. I'm looking for the words. But the Gemara says many times that by a woman, when you acquire a woman, like Kiddushin, ein gufa konoi, the body is not acquired. No, the body is not acquired to the husband. Simple.
I mean, it's the how many that it is necessarily not true.
Oh, the Gemara takes it as a fact.
What's the positive? The besides it's only not means you think it could be or something. Maybe it may not.
I don't know.
No, how
I don't know. I don't know. But the Gemara says as a fact. I'm looking for the Gemara. Just 1 second. I'm glancing through the Gemaras. I'll find them as Hashem. I'll find it. Shtar. I'll find the shtar.
says the Rashi did use the Kesef, you can see the Kesef, it says it brings Vayikra Kahei, it also brings Yutal and Amadeus.
The what?
It's acquired by Kesef.
No, but I'm talking about what is it? What do you acquire by Kesef? That's a question. What?
The question is, what are you acquiring with the money?
Yes. It says kniknes. Says a woman, האשה נקנית. What does it mean, נקנית? Normally, kinyan means it's mine, belongs to me. When you coin a woman, she belongs to you. No, a woman doesn't belong to the husband. Doesn't mean to acquire means belonging. Doesn't belong, but there's a kinyan here. What is the kinyan about? This is an explanation. We have a meiri here. Meiri. Yes, bring. I'll show you one. Where? The Meiri says that before Matan Torah, when a man, the Meiri says, you have the Meiri? No. It's not the Meiri I want. This is the Meiri that of the papers. Yeah. No, there's different Meiri. It's koyach. Thank you, man. So excited you have it. Thank you for printing it. You'll learn it soon, but I'm relating to something before the concept. So the Meiri says that before Matan Torah, you have it there. You have a Kovetz Mefoshim. What? The first one about 11, 12 lines on the top. He says that before Matan Torah, the man goes in the streets. Yes, but he defines a little bit different. That's very important. He defines. You want to print it out to everybody? I'll show you where is it. Yes, here. I'm showing you here. Va'inyan you see here, va'inyan I'm here to here. This little piece. There's 2, 4, 6, 10, 11 lines on the top. Well, I was right. 11 lines on the top. Okay. What do you do with it? Then you send it to the machine. Okay. You can have it. I will say by heart what he says when he prints it. We have it, everybody inside. So it says before Matan Torah, before the Torah, this is for you, Rabbi. What I would say otherwise. So before the Torah, immediately says that a man goes in the street, he sees a woman, and she agrees to be his wife. He takes her to a house and he lives with her. Matan Torah came, he says, no, you must first have, with AD, with witnesses, a kinyan, if to take her, with Kesef, Shtar, Bia, with Adim, and then you bring it to the house.
Take it to be your wife.
Yes. This is the famous Rambam, but the Miri adds. This really gives us the understanding, what does it mean acquisition? A woman is a niknes. The Miri says, the biggest problem before Matan Torah was that once the two parties get into a fight, each one walks away. There's no consequences. There's nothing that binds them together. And that was the biggest destruction. One of the biggest destruction of Goyim, that they cheat on each other. You have single parents, single mothers. They used to say a joke, I don't know if it's true or not. They used to call Russia Mother Russia. Because in Russia, you don't have mothers, no fathers. Everybody's walking around and putting the seeds everywhere. Grows up, babies popping everywhere. There's no fathers. They don't have a relationship with a father. Only Mother Russia. Drunk, and they just have children everywhere. Babies. There's no binding connection. So what happened? They have all those kids that are growing, only mothers, no fathers. They don't know who's the father even. Father runs around. So came HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Torah Kedoshim says, no, we want to build a holy nation. A holy nation. How do we build a holy nation? You don't just bring a woman to your house. You want to get married. Okay, let's build a children, family, familia. No. Wait a second. Before you make a decision to build a family, there has to be a binding and the consequences to it. Binding is what? You do Kiddushin. You make an acquisition, and the language of the Miri is lechazek hakesher, to strengthen the connection. It's like two partners. If two partners become partners and they want to just break the partnership without a kinyan, they can just walk away. But in order not to break the partnership just like that, you make a contract. When you are a partner with a business, a store, or a restaurant, or a factory, what do? You don't just become partners with words. Because with words, you just decide to break the partnership, you're just a straight guy. Just walk away. And that's the biggest destruction. Because people invest time, energy, future, vision. They build a life around it. That's the biggest destruction, right? So what do? You bind the relationship. Caveman?
He's got a club, just grabs a girl by the hair, knocks her on the head, drags her to the cave, That's
right. And that's really going. They go around, they hunt the girl, boom, they live with her, and then they throw her out. And you should know, it's the biggest suffering. We spoke about this Shabbos. What is the power of the Torah? Why Hashem spent so much time in the Torah to speak about marriage? Because Jewish marriage is just like that. You send, you acquire, you send gifts, the families agreed. You don't just do like that, because then it can break very easily and it bring big destructions. Anyone? So let's see what the Miri says. Va'inyan hu. There's 11 lines on the top. Va'inyan hu. Shekodem matam Torah, before the giving of the Torah, lo hoyo loim issues. They didn't have any marriage issues. What is issues? Relation of marriage. Elo, they didn't have any relation of marriage. Elo kshoyo dom poikea isha bashu. Only, what was the relation of marriage? Rather, only in what way? Kshoyo dom poikea isha bashu. When a man meets a woman in the market, and she's straining his eyes. He used to speak to her between him and her. In the subject of marriage. You see a good girl that's straining your eyes. You speak to her between you and her about the subject of marriage. To be a marriage, let's build a family and children. And if both of them agree to one another, so he brings it to his house. When she stands by him, she became his wife. This is the Goisha way. No, it's different. I know, but we'll see soon. One momento. Listen to the next line. And also, when they started a fight. What happens when there's a fight? You're laughing. This is real. This is real life. It's so sad, but that's the reality. My father used to bless his memory. The Rebbe's, that's what he used to say. Guy used to get engaged in yeshiva. They didn't have money. And they love the girl. The girl loves them. And they said, I'll make a small wedding, a small engagement. Let's make mezoinos a little bit here. In front of 2-3 guys, and that's it. No. You want engagement to stick? You want a marriage to stick? Make a big wedding. You make a big engagement. Because then the woman and him is ashamed to break it.
They what?
They're ashamed to break it. Rabbi Sackton. We're starting today Kiddushin. Good. I wanted to call you before on Thursday today. Baruch Hashem. Same way when they started to fight one another. He was going this way and she was going that way. He said, bye-bye. What do you mean bye-bye? There's a baby, there's a furniture. Well, bye-bye. Bye-bye? What about the baby, the child? Who's going to take care of him? He doesn't have father and mother. That brings big destruction. Very serious. Very serious. If you know what I'm talking about, if you experience this, it's very serious. Very serious. What happened? Through this, since this was the relationship between people, through this, there was a very big destruction. So I spoke about the baby, right? The Meiri speaks about the relationship between the husband and the wife. This is what it says. It relates to the baby. And through this, that it was only just an agreement verbally, and they just walk away when there's a fight. The fear of the husband was not muteles, being thrown on so much ala isha, on the woman. The fear of the husband was not so much on the woman. In what way? If you have to have a woman afraid. Judaism wants a woman to be afraid. No. Listen what it says. We want the woman. Listen. First, he says what was bad and how we fix it. Was bad. There was no fear of the husband so much on the woman. Shetochu, that she would worry for four things. Lemenias avodosai. She wouldn't worry. She have no problem to prevent serving the husband. The one that built to get her home, right? A house, this, that. So she doesn't worry anymore for the partnership. Oi, least to go with another man under him.
What is menias avodos?
His service. When a woman gets married, she's serving that. No, this doesn't have to. When a man tells a woman, let's build a home, what is build a home? Physical home. Physical. You have to build a home. You bring children, you have to take care of the children. Right? So it's serving the husband for the marriage. She wouldn't worry just to stop serving the marriage. Or least or destroy away under him. She go with another man on the side. She has no fear to go with another man on the side. Of course, it's just both a mutual agreement, and now she doesn't feel like that. Or a few hours, she doesn't feel like that. And then she says, okay, now I want him back. What will be with that? Gehenna, biggest destruction. Who's the parents? Who's the mothers? Right? That's what's happening in the Goyish world. Like the mitzvah. 3. She would jump to make a vow. She gets angry at him. Says, you know what? I'm not going to I make a vow, and you're not going to be able to live with me anymore. For 2 days, I'm making a vow, you cannot live with me. 10 days. You start making more trouble, 20 days. More trouble, 30 days. So then what happens? This is what happens. Was no strong binding being yoni meilu in the subjects of marriage. The marriage was not a strong binding. Wow. Elo only beibum. The only thing they had, if the woman if the husband dies, the woman went to the brother-in-law. That was by the going was strong. With no breaking of the binding. For the earlier reasons, in their belief, in the soul subject.
I don't know if we suspect that she went. If we suspect that she went with another man.
What?
If we suspect one of the problems is that she went with another man.
Yes.
How can you do evil?
That's why he has a problem. He says, if the goyim didn't have a strong binding, so why, when the husband dies, she just walks away? Why she gives a body to the brother-in-law, the brother of the husband? He says that was their voodoo belief of the souls and fixing souls. But any other binding was not strong binding. And therefore what? When Hashem gave the Torah, the holy Torah, Nitztavu, they were commanded, liois, to be, inyana issues, to be the subject of their marriage, bekesher chazak. What does kesher chazak mean? Strong binding.
Yeah, it's like the woman's bond to the man.
That's it, yeah. The husband takes her. Beirusi, with engagement, v'nisui, with marriage, ube'edim, with witnesses, ubeksuba. Ksuba, he has to give her money, support. Shelo yuchol eshalcha again. He can't just send away only with a get. Okay. She's dakei lochi when he dies and she falls to the brother. Imeisu beloy zera without no children. Shezikos on iteria bechalitza. He can break the zika from chalitza. V'shiyeh yechoylo v'shiyeh yochol liyaso im sotato mimenu. He can afflict her and shame her, and when she broke away from him and went with another man. How he shames her? He takes her to the Beis Hamikdash and makes her to drink the water and rip her, take her hair off. After he had jealousy and he warned her and she seclude, he can shame her. Is allowed to break a vow. She can just make a vow, he breaks it, nullifies it. All those things have been explained in this Seder. Wow. So what do we got? We have the Meiri, the holy Meiri, Rabbeinu, what was his name? Menachem, right? Menachem ben Shloimo. Rabbeinu Menachem ben Shloimo says, the Meiri says, that what does it mean a woman being acquired? Means kesher chazak. You bind you strengthen the binding. Like two partners. When you have two partners and they make a partnership, and everybody wants to separate and go his ways, you just walk your way away. When you make a kinyan, you can't walk away. Make a kinyan, the only way to walk away is the mutual agreement, or you make another kinyan. You become a shoymer, a guard. The Rambam says, who believe this? Rambam and Ravid, when a woman is married and she breaks vessels of the husband, she cleans the house, and the Roman glass with gold painting on it, 18-karat gold, who knows what, or the vase made out of who knows what, green emerald, breaks the piece. The husband comes home, he wants to choke his wife. She's obligated to pay or not. There's the וקונה sagoinim. The Rambam brings down that the husband, that the woman is exempt because otherwise there's no shlom bayit. If she has to pay and go crazy when she breaks it by mistake, by shoyging, she damages her husband, there will be no relation, no shalom bayis. But the Ravid says you don't have to comment to that. You don't have to comment to the וקונה sagoinim. This is in Perek Chafal Lefalochotes. It's in the end of the Enchois Bias Asuros. The Ravid says, no, I don't need that. There's a different reason. A husband and wife, they are partners. And the rule is by partners, everyone is a shoymer, a guard to one another. And the rule is, shoymer, bailovim, if I'm a shoymer and I'm a guard, and the owner of the object is with me starting the guardianship, as a husband is helping the wife is helping the other, everyone is helping one another. It's like partners. So then the exempt, there is shoymer as potum bailovimoy. The shoymer is exempt when the master is with him. So every husband and wife are partners. And the Mishle Melech says that the Rambam and Ravid only argue and mazik, but in Pshia they both agree that they're considered partners. The Rambam only said in mazik he needed וקונה sagoinim, but he agrees to the Ravid that not mazik, just Pshia. A woman is exempt by Pshia because she's a shoymer. Because everyone is shoymer to the other. So what do we see from this Rambam and Ravid? Exactly. The kinyan of Kiddushin is not a kinyan, he buys her. It's to bind a relationship. Partnership. Just the partnership is the husband is the ruler. They agreed to a partnership that the husband is the ruler of the partnership. But it's a partnership. And it's a binding partnership and nobody just walks away. You can't walk away after I've get. And she cannot be one other man. She cannot say, I don't want to be with your body. I don't want to give my body, making a vow. You made a partnership, you made a kinyan, you must.
So it's a partnership in the financial side of it.
No! Partnership of building a marriage.
That's not.
Marriage is everything intertwined. Is you build a home, you have children, whatever is needed for the sake of that goal. Exactly.
It's not a partnership.
It is a partnership. It is a partnership. It is a partnership. A husband and wife is a partnership. But the reason why we do Kiddushin, we don't go and just bring it to your house. Nisui, marriage is chuppah, bring it to your house. Kiddushin say, wait, don't just bring it to the house. Wait a second. You have to have an acquisition, you have an act of binding with witnesses, that you do Kiddushin with money, with a document, with bia, with edim on it. And he adds ksuba. You just get married like this, like a Michiganer. And just let's have quick relationship, and then afterwards a big destruction. There's also quick destruction.
Does she have to pay or not?
Right. That's a result of it.
But we don't say that the relationship between a Jewish man and a Jewish woman in the marriage is a partnership. If a man goes in the way of Hashem, she supports the man.
It's true, but that support is binded by a king. She can't just say, "I don't want any more to that partnership." That's the point. The king is that she's not going to be able to. Miri says, "Lechazek hakesher," to strengthen the binding. Without matan Torah, without kinyan of kiddushin, there's a binding, a mutual agreement to bind themselves for a goal. And any moment they want to break it, just when there's a fight or something, or she just doesn't want to do the right thing, she doesn't want anymore. I want to do this, I don't want to do that. She makes a vow. She doesn't want to be there tonight with you. I don't want to give my body to you. I don't want any more tonight. I'm closing shop. There's a binding. You bind yourself. What happens? She doesn't keep the binding. Okay, like any contract, you obligate, you don't keep. So there's a different rule. You don't force her because she's not a. The Rambam says you don't force a woman for a relationship because a woman, she's not a slave. She didn't agree originally for the binding, even with a kinyan, to be a slave. No, a maidservant that she can just rip her and live with her. No such thing. But there's consequences. You're obligated. You bring your obligation. Good. So I reduce my obligation to you, and then I can divorce without a ksuba. There's consequences. But the point is, what is a kinyan? We ask, what is a kinyan? Reference to Tum, okay, is kinyan kasba, but it's not. It's no kinyan aguf. It's to strengthen the relationship, the partnership, the strength, the kesher, shia kesher chozok. What does kesher mean, Jonathan? Binding.
How does that fit with Ezer Kenegdo?
That's what it means. They made an agreement that she will be as a Kenegdo, he will take care of her too. From the Torah, he has to give her food, clothing, and relationship. From her side, she has to give her body for a relationship and raise kids. And the rabbis added more things. She has to clean his clothes. That's very rabbinic, but it's all part of the same idea of a relationship. And the kinyan of Kiddushin is to bind the relationship. Kesher chozok. Lechazek is the language of the Meiri. What's the language is? Ukshenisno Torah. It's only issues bekesher chozok. To have strong kesher. Understand? This is the kinyan of Kiddushin. Niknes lebailo. She gets acquired means it makes a ma'asekin to make a kesher chozok.
The Meiri, I don't
Yes.
understand. It's
Yes.
not talking about, the Mishnah is talking about the first product, Kiddushin.
Correct.
Non nesui. So what's
Yes.
the fear that what do you fix? Because one of the three things is nedorim.
Right.
What kind of nedorim before marriage? I won't be with you. Anyway, she can't be with the husband during the
No. You're making a mistake. When you talk to a woman, you don't tell her, I'm making Kiddushin, I'm stopping here. It's opposite. I want to be a life partnership. When you meet a woman in the street or through a shidduch, doesn't matter. You talk to a life partnership. But the rabbis put a big sign, stop. You don't just start the life relationship by living together in an apartment for 3 years. They make a decision and just continue. No. First, after you make a decision, you have to bind that decision. Binding it with 2 witnesses, an acquisition to bind the relationship. Here's a shtar with a document, with a money, with 2 witnesses, with a rabbi, sheva boches. Then you also afterwards you do the nisuin. Kiddushin is the first, is the stage that the Torah acquires to bind the marriage.
So after Matan Torah, there wasn't the gezerah of 1 year. It was Kiddushin.
No,
and
1 year is only to give her time to prepare herself.
Like not really after Matan Torah. It was like in the time of the Mishnah.
No, we see in our parsha. No, we see in our parsha that Lavan and Busel asked Eliezer Avram, let's send my daughter only one because she has to prepare herself. That's physical things. Nothing changed as far as the physical things. The only thing changed that you just don't bind yourself together with no binding. It had to be a ma'asekin to bind, to strengthen the binding. Simple. That's what it means kiyum. Okay. Let's continue on. So it says in the Mishnah, what?
The Rambam and the Meir.
No,
Yes,
machlokes.
Rambam says it is partnership, and the Meir is fear. Rambam doesn't mention fear. The Meir says that it's fear, and the fear makes the relation stronger.
You're explaining the Rambam. He's explaining the Rambam. When the Rambam says before Matan Torah, you just meet a woman and you bring it to the house afterwards, and Matan Torah says a kinyan. What does that mean? Why the Torah to make a kinyan? Because before Matan Torah, just bring it to your house means also she can walk out of the house. So when she walked in with agreement, she can walk out without agreement. She doesn't want anymore. Came the Torah says you can't just walk out. There's a binding here. And the relationship is that he's the controller. And he immediately just explains the sense of it. Because the rabbis wanted, the Torah, not the rabbis, the Torah wanted the husband to have a rule over his wife, not to have a rule that she has to be afraid of him. Rule means in order to have a proper marriage, needs to be that the woman cannot just throw away with another man. And the woman can just say, I don't want to give my body anymore to you. And same thing the husband. If the husband says, you know what, I don't want anymore to be with my wife. You can't just do that. You're obligated. They're all divorce. Or they beat him up. He can't just say, I don't want to be with my wife.
Maybe he didn't say that part.
I know, but it's the same thing. Both sides.
He said that because the woman didn't fear the husband.
Right.
And to make strong, because all those 3 things,
because I'll make it. It's not, and I want to explain, it's not only feminists, we're not only against women. It's not that. No. It's very important. The proper relationship of a human being, of Torah, is the man has to be the ruler. When Adam HaRishon sinned and Chava sinned, the curse was that she has to be under her husband. She has the desire, and that's the nature of a woman. A woman is happy to be under the husband, and she wants a husband to rule her. She doesn't look to be rulers. Only those women that got hurt from men, and those were the unsatisfied women with sharp tongues, big mouth, right? Unsatisfied women. You have all those women that claim for progressive and women are rights, can be rulers. It's the worst thing to have a woman. If a woman has a ruler, she's judgment, she's deen. It's very hard to handle this woman because she's deen and they're very self-centered women, very very deen. It's not like women rachamim, not like a man rachamim. It's very hard to deal with them. You can have the Gemara says the prophet was a ruler. So it says here in the Sanhedrin, how can Dvoira be a ruler? We have a rule, only men can rule, no women. So he says, or that because the Jewish people were very low. So then the only one that was proper was a woman, so you can allow. Really, you should be lechatchila, but there's no other choice you're allowed. Or she said she only was a ruler, means she was the most important. She had the most knowledge, so she said what she said, and rabbis, judges, judge upon what she said. But really, she wasn't really the real judge. That's what it says in Tesis. But anyhow, but the point is that like this. Can a woman be a ruler? Yes, we said there's no other choice you're allowed. Or if the ruling comes from a choice of people. If people choose a ruler, not as a king, they choose a ruler, and the son of a king just can't be. They choose a ruler, and the ruling is only for 4 years, 3 years, and every time you do an election, they say a woman could be a ruler because she's not really a ruler. She's a worker, kind of ruler worker, because they're chosen at a specific time. The president of the United States Some people say he's not a ruler. One second, I see your hand. Why? Because he's been elected for 4 years. And after 4 years, they tell him bye-bye. This is really is a work of the people. The question is, don't go. Yes, what do you want to say? Right. That's the second shant. The first shant, I mean. Let's continue on. So now, the Mishnah says, so I wanted to explain the concept. The concept of Jewish understanding is a woman by nature wants to be a normal woman. Has not been hurt, not being raped when she was young, who knows what, all those problems. Normal woman, that I don't know if there's normal women by goyim. Maybe a lot of them are wax. But a normal woman that she's not, even by goyim, and she's not being traumatized, that's a better word. Traumatized. Normally she's a normal woman, she wants to be with her husband. She wants her husband to rule her and take care and do the things. She wants nature, she wants to be saying about that's the nature of a woman. She's happy with it. And she's satisfied with it. So Mimele, to have the husband rule, this is part of nature. That's why Hashem created the world. True, maybe originally Hashem created the world before Chava made a sin, that a woman can be a ruler or a real equal partner. But after Chava sinned, Hashem made a change. That the woman is she has a desire for the man. A man, and if he will rule you. So the man has to rule. It's part of nature, part of the curse of Chava, but that's the reality now. So therefore, when we say, it's not when we put women down. It's part of, there is, like, for example, I want to put something into the socket. So I can't change the socket to the sheka. Sheka and teka. This is a receiver, there's a giver. No, the woman wants to be a giver. She's not. She doesn't have a limb to give. She only has a hole to receive. No, I want to put another thing, I change myself. It doesn't work. She's not a giver by nature. She's a receiver. She wants to change reality. Okay, people make operations, crazy. It's against their emotions. So even they made an operation to be a giver, but still they didn't change their emotions. The body, it's a different nature, different reality. If you want to be not a receiver, giver, you can't. Your body's not created like that. Against the creation. Part of the creation, what Hashem created. Okay.
Today they want to change the name.
Crazy women. And 99% of those women are women, you check. Guarantees I heard from my father, but you'll see it's real. All those women are women which unsatisfied women that traumatized somewhere along the line of life, or children of traumatized women, and all day long you have to go, women's right, and this and that, that's all they have in their mind. And it's impossible to be near them even. You'd rather jump to a lake with sharks and not with those women. Really. Can't be even near them. They're sharp tongues, big mouths, always complainers, bitter women. They're always bitterness. You want to run away. So I'm not talking against women. I'm saying is that the nature of woman is to be under a woman. If you don't have that nature, something is wrong. I hope this is not going to be an internet. I'm going to have all those women sending me emails. What? I'm live. Okay, it's done. Finish. But this is the truth. What can we do?
You gotta lock it.
You know the story with the lion?
Yes.
He get married.
No.
And he get married by all the animals. And
You're gonna push the bar.
the elephant come and say Mazal Tov, and every animal Mazal Tov, and the mouse came and says Mazal Tov, brother. And the lion says, what? Mazal Tov, yes, the brother. Don't worry, for the wedding, I also was a lion.
Before the wedding. Okay.
A lion.
Okay, that's a different story, right? Okay, it's true. The power of a woman. Okay, so האשה נקנית בשלש דרכים. A woman gets acquired. We're saying, what does acquired mean, Jonathan? Strengthening their relationship, the binding. That's what it means acquiring. For Tuma, she's become like his acquiring of his money. It's not his money. And the Gemara says he's not going to her body. It's only an acquisition of the kesher chozok, to strengthen the kesher.
The reason I ask about the partnership question is I've seen in English so many books on it that the Jewish relationship is not a partnership.
It's true. It's not a partnership, equal partnership.
Right.
Yes, but it's a partnership.
So the Inyan, it's a fake Inyan. it's just to, it's not a kinyan. You're not acquiring nothing. It's a representation.
No, it's a binding relation. When you have a partner, and I want to bind my partnership, and here the partnership is that she agrees that he's the ruler of the partnership, so it's an acquisition to bind the partnership. And nobody can break away this partnership.
Okay, but if we want to be
without a get.
We make the contract, okay? But it's not that I'm part of you and you are part of me.
No, no. It's an acquisition to strengthen the relationship of marriage.
Compromise between.
Or compromise, whatever we compromise, yes.
Not that the woman is now.
And the normal shape of this compromise is that the husband is the ruler. Yes. Let's continue on. האישה נקנית בשלוש דרכים. וקונה עצמה בשתי דרכים. So let's see Rashi. בשלוש דרכים כנפורש ועוזר. והאישה, like the more explains the three things, the Mishnah explains the three things. והאישה sholosh loshen nekeva. And the language sholosh is a nekeva, a female language. But the Gemara asks, Amai tana loshen nekeva. The Gemara says, why we mention loshen nekeva? Very weird. So it says, Aisha niknes beshlosha drachim. 3 ways. And the shalosh is nekeva. Shlosha is zachar. Shlosha gvarim, shalosh nekevot. Okay? So when we talk about a woman, you should have mentioned, normally the normal Torah, all the Torah has been written in Lashon Zohar. The whole Torah is written in a male language, not a female. So why here the Mishnah talks about shalosh drachim, we should have said shlosha drachim. A male 3, not a female 3. In Hebrew, you have a difference between male and female by the numbers. Echad, achat. Shnaim, shtayim. Shalosh, shlosha. Arba, arba. Chamesh, chamisha. Shesh, shisha. Sheva, shiv'a. Shmona, shmona. Tesha, tish'a. Eser, asara. So, shalosh is nekeva. Shlosha is achat. So why the Mishnah talks about a female, not a male language? Yes. וקונה עצמה בשתי דרכים. Yes. Good question. Everybody asks, what's this language? A woman gets inquired to the husband. Not to the husband, who would she get inquired to? Right? Good question. But after we explain the meaning, we understand that the kinyan is not a real kinyan, it's a binding. And after he says a binding to a husband. The koines atzmo, people also deal with this next Rashi. Bestei do yansino, the koines atzmo, Rashi says, Leo is birshusha, to be in her domain, to get married to another person. What does that mean? She acquires, she's niknes la bailo, she gets acquired to the husband. We say it means to bind a relationship, to strengthen the relationship. The koines atzmo, she acquires herself, Rashi says, to be in her domain, to get married to somebody else, which means it seems to be that the kinyan is to be in his domain, and she cannot marry nobody else. And she acquires herself to be in her own domain, and she can marry another person. What does it mean to be in the husband domain and not to be married nobody else? Like we said, to be in the husband domain, there's a relationship that she has to give her body, cohabitation to the husband, and whatever it is, she has to build together a home together with him. And she's not to be with nobody else. And likros atzmo, to be divorced, is to be in her own domain. She doesn't have to work for him, take care of him, give her body to him anymore. And linos, she can give her body to somebody else. She doesn't need to give her body to him. Number one. Number two, she can give her body to somebody else. Or have a relation. What about? I wasn't giving body, not nice language, but I'm just saying in the essence of the things. Linos to be married to somebody else. So the Mishnah continues. Niknes bekesef, בשטר ובביאה. So there's a Rashi, it needs a lot of explanation. Bekesef בשטר. I'm reading the Rashi. מפורש בברייתא בגמרא. The Gemara on page 5b explains, נויסה לו כסף שווה כסף, ואם הוא לרן מקודש אצלי. A man gives a woman kesef, or the value of kesef. I'm not translating the word kesef, that this will be our subject the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What does kesef mean? But he gives her kesef or shvei kesef or value of kesef. And he tells her, you engaged to me. Shtar, a document. He writes in a document. Even though the paper has no value of pruto. You are engaged to me. Sorry. You engaged to me. Bia, cohabitation. He lives with her. And he tells her, get engaged to me. In this cohabitation. Time in the Beis Shammai. Everybody, all of them learn it from a verse. Kesef, Shtar, and Bia, we learn from a verse. You can acquire a woman, Kiddushin, with Kesef, there's a verse. Bia is a verse, and Shtar is a verse. And the time of the Beis Shammai, the reason why Beis Shammai say Dino and Troy Dino, before the Gemara on page 11, the Gemara explains why they say Dino. But let's go back. Rashi here writes down a few things, and one of them needs explanation. Rashi says Kesef means he gives her money or value of money, and he says you give me a Kodesh to me. It's okay, and he gives her to her. She's a Kodesh. A document. He writes on the document, even though the document has no value, which he's not marrying her with the value of the document. Just a piece of paper. He writes it on. But Rashi doesn't say, does he need to say in his mouth or it's enough it's written? There's a Rashi on the Rif that Rashi says there that not only is enough to write, he has to speak. After he writes religiously and Lishmo and all that, he has to write Lishmo for her name. He has to say verbally in his mouth, Aram Kodeshly. What?
We learned this about this like before Avodah Zorah.
And Maseches, you're right. Maseches Gitin.
That the shtar speaks by itself.
By Gitin, the shtar by itself, and by Kiddushin. We brought the Teisesrin, right? You're right. You remember well. Good. Baruch Hashem. Happy. Somebody remembers. Bebia Zu. Okay, Bia, he lives with her to aid him. Bebia Ba'aleo, he comes to her. He puts her in a closed room. And the witnesses don't go into the room because they can't see the competition. It's spritzels. So they has to stay outside. He goes in and he tells the aidim before he goes in, you are married to me with this bia. And he goes to the room. And the rule is, the witnesses that see the seclusion, for the sake of this, they're the aidim, and the witnesses that saw as if they saw the competition is enough. So one of the things that people spend time, 1 second, is by shtar Kiddushin, you need to speak because enough the shtar speaks. The Miri brings down Machoikis, his Rebbe's in himself. He goes back and forth. There is a Birkas Shmuel here, and a Birkas Shmuel in also in Gitin we learned about this subject. It's a big subject on its own, but it's not our first focus. Our first focus is Tosfot Bepruta Shepruta. What is Kesef? Give our papers. Hashem Rebbe Binyamin. The Meiri, the first Meiri, and the papers. You have to start learning the Mishnah, learn the Tosfot Bepruta Shepruta as much as you can go through. It's a very long, complicated Tosis. You have to learn it well. You learn, and what we need to learn is the Tosfot, the Ran, and the Ritva. Okay, those are three. An opinion looks at the opinion, you have to really learn it well, understand what is Kesef to Torah, what is Shvei Kesef, and I will know Shvei Kesef Misvoro, I need a pasuk for it. It's a big subject. What? Yes. Okay, I gave out papers and start learning it. Rabbi Hanania ben Akash Shoimer. Rotz HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zakes Pika. Here,